Welcome to the Six Pennies podcast. We are excited today to have a podcast devoted to one of our favorite actors. Nope, just kidding. It's a guy that Mock likes for some reason, and he requested for us to do.
Okay.
He requested a Jonah Hill podcast.
The biggest
and
Jonah
Albie
Hill
and I,
fan, Mock.
We're not happy about it, but we're gonna do it. Mock, do you want to start and tell us why we're doing a Jonah Hill podcast, and also give me off the top of your head your two favorite Jonah Hill movies?
This is such a bad intro. I'm not a big Jonah Hill fan. I just watch War Dogs, which is a good movie, and I messaged Albert about it, and I suggested that he go watch it, and I mentioned that this is Jonah Carey's best movie because I forgot his last name was Hill. And just talking about it in general, like, I think he's a very underrated actor. Like, you're never gonna go watch a movie
Underrated actor?
He's underrated.
Jeez.
He's underrated.
You'll
love
this guy.
Once you look through his whole list of movies and all the things he's been in, you're gonna see how underrated he really is.
Well, I mean, he was nominated for like Best Supporting Actor for Wolf of Wall Street and Moneyball.
Wow,
that's incredible for Academy Awards.
I didn't even know that. See, he's so underrated.
So for our listeners of the pod, this podcast is like 100% off the cuff. And when Mock came to me, I was like, "Hey, let's do a Jonah Hill podcast." My initial reactions were like, "Wait, you want to do a dedicated podcast for Jonah Hill?" And then I was like, "Can you just name a tier 4 NBA player?" And he couldn't name me one. So then I was like, so this is kind of like if we did a dedicated podcast about Cole Aldridge. And then Mock was like, "No, man, Jonah Hill's at least a tier 3 NBA player." So we're doing an NBA or a podcast about a tier 3 actor in Jonah Hill. And I still don't know why we're doing it.
This is like a Ryan Anderson podcast.
No, Ryan Anderson is way better.
Oh, is he tier 2? Oh, so is this like a Marcin Gortat podcast?
Ooh, I like it.
Why are you only naming white guys for Jonah Hill?
I don't know. Okay, well, let's get back to the question at hand. How about Albie? Can you name me a couple of your favorite Jonah Hill movies? We've already listed War Dogs, and I mentioned Wolf of Wall Street and Moneyball. Albie, what about you?
So I haven't seen War Dogs. I do know that I kind of respect Mock's, grading of movies. So I'm eventually gonna watch that. I was supposed to watch it last night. Hal was over for dinner last night, and so I was planning on putting that on the TV. But his daughter Evie was over as well, and so I was like, we can't watch that. Let's just put on like Finding Dory or something. So we watched Finding Dory. But to answer your question, outside of Moneyball and Wolf of Wall Street, I guess the only movie that's really coming to my head is like Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And
it's not Knocked Up, or not Knocked Up? Superbad, right? Isn't that like the original one?
Oh yeah, Superbad with the Boop I Love You.
Yeah.
I guess that was pretty funny in the theaters.
He was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yeah, man, he's the waiter, or he worked at the the resort.
That's pretty impressive.
Drop his mixtape.
Actually, looking at his IMDb page, he's been in a lot of random movies. Like I mentioned before, he was in Knocked Up. He's in 40-Year-Old Virgin, probably a small part we don't remember. Same with Evan Almighty. A lot of those comedies around that time, and then he's got a pretty good list of things. He voiced in How to Train Your Dragon and the Lego Movie. He plays Green Lantern. He has a part in Django Unchained, and his part is called Baghead Number 2.
Dang.
I don't know who's Baghead Number 1, but Jonah Hill is not
Channing
number
Tatum,
1.
man. It was Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. And obviously, it's the my favorites out of those have to be 21-22 Jump Street. But here's a question for you. I mean, at the beginning of his career, Jonah Hill was kind of the chubby, funny guy, and then he lost all this weight and became more of like a serious actor. Do you like Jonah Hill more when he was a little heavier, or now when he's lighter? Mock?
I don't know if he's lighter anymore. I think he gained it all back.
Really?
He had a procedure done to lose that weight, but then, well, in War Dogs he's big again. So.
Jeez, you know so much about this guy.
Wow, you know about his procedures?
You
Wow.
know more about this guy's history than like when we did Tom Cruise and stuff, and The Rock.
Yeah. So Tom Cruise is a little overrated. This guy's very underrated. So that's the
Wow.
difference.
Albie, what about you? Do you care about his weight? Does that have any bearing on your likability index for Jonah Hill?
It absolutely has zero bearing on my liking
Okay.
of Jonah
That's
Hill.
good.
Like I don't think he's a bad actor. Like I don't think he's Channing Tatum, but
Whoa, that's cold.
but
Jeez.
I just don't think he's like, I don't know. I guess he's a tier 3 actor. in
Yeah, here we
Hollywood.
go.
He's a
Bump him up.
C-lister?
He's a
Bump him up.
C-lister, I guess.
Okay. I mean that's fine. He's
The
probably
millennials,
around there,
man.
but
He hits the millennials hard.
I guess so. Who is the female version of Jonah Hill? You guys have any thoughts on it? Is it Amy Schumer?
No, Schumer's bigger.
Okay, because we don't like Amy Schumer. Me and Albie at least.
He's
You
bigger,
guys
but
have
she's
any-
not as talented.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think it's.
Jeez,
Fat,
Mark, you love this guy.
I think it's Fat Amy, Rebel
Okay.
Wilson.
Rebel Wilson, but she's not as talented either, right?
I think they both know their what they're good at, and they really excel at doing that. So they know their role, and they just execute it to perfection.
Dude, so he is Ryan Anderson, is what you're telling me.
I'm okay with the Ryan Anderson comparison. If Ryan Anderson were a little heftier, maybe.
Okay. You guys have any other athletes you think you could compare Jonah Hill to?
So you know those like Facebook ads, those random ads on Facebook that no one ever clicks on, whether it's like $5 shave club for men or whatnot. But I saw this ad about Rebel Wilson and how she's like super skinny now. Is that true?
I don't know, but I do know that the ads are not super random. Those ads are targeted towards you specifically and your search history
Oh yeah,
and things
I
that
definitely look
that
at.
you're reading about.
I
So
definitely
must
look
have-
at weight loss tactics and stuff
There you
like
go.
that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Albie went through a little non-binge eating time before his engagement pictures, so that was probably what got you there.
So going back to NBA comparison, I'm trying to think who would be a perfect comparison for Jonah Hill, other than the white factor. I think it's gonna be who's the backup point guard right now for the Clippers. He was on
Austin
the Mavericks
Rivers?
for a little bit too. No.
Oh, crap.
Raymond Felton?
Yeah, Raymond.
Yeah,
Felton.
Raymond Felton.
That's a good one.
I think that's him.
Yeah, but
So you're just picking
Okay, yeah.
another fat
Yeah, you're just-
person.
man, Mock, that's terrible.
No.
You gotta be like Albie. Don't see anything in the weight.
No, he knows his role, man. Like Felton is good in his little role, and he excels at what he's good at.
I don't know if Felton really excels ever at anything.
He was good as a Maverick. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he had a decent year as a Mav.
Oh, okay. Do you have any other movies that you would hope, or types of movies you would hope to see Jonah Hill in, or actors that you would want to see him act with?
Man, Timmy, you're trying really hard to get this podcast to 15 minutes.
Yeah, just trying not to end it before 10, right?
Any other roles? Like, I like the serious side of him because I don't think he's even that funny. So like all his comedies and humor and comedic roles, like I mean the movies are silly. I guess that's what he's going for. But to me, I'm like not amused when I see those things. And so I liked Moneyball and I liked Wolf of Wall Street. But he, in both of those roles, he kind of played like this weak, kind of submissive assistant, even though he had more of a role in Moneyball. But I could see something like that, maybe.
Yeah, trying to think. I think that's kind of his sweet spot. Not necessarily. He's like a perfect compliment guy. He's not gonna, headline any movie, obviously, but as the number 2 or number 3 guy, I think he's perfect.
Only other thing I want to see is more 20 whatever Jump Street movies with Channing Tatum. I know, Albie, you would love that as well, right?
Are there any 23? Is there a 23 Jump Street coming out or no?
I don't know the answer to that. I would assume so though, because they. There's a movie called MIB 23 that's coming out, and I wasn't sure what that was, but it does have Channing Tatum in it, so I assume that's the next one.
I can't believe you guys like Jump Street. Like,
I
what?
can't believe you don't. You don't like it
It's
at all?
It's not. They're not good movies. Like,
You don't think they're funny?
No, I don't. I just don't. I don't know. I don't see the appeal.
It's definitely not Channing Tatum that makes them good, in my opinion. But I think they're funny.
So it's Jonah Hill. So you like Jonah Hill, and Mock likes him too. Wow.
But MIB 23. So you think that's gonna be a sequel to Jump Street, like Men in Black 23 Jump Street, or what is this?
I don't know. We'll have to do some research and talk about it some more next time. I am so tired of talking about Jonah Hill. So I'm going to close this out. Thank you for joining this incredible podcast, the Six Pennies podcast. And please like us despite this podcast. Like us on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube.
Jonah Hill.